Ever get that feeling that sometimes the biggest stories are hiding, right in front of us, just waiting for someone brave enough to speak up? Well, today we're digging into exactly that kind of story. It's a deeply unsettling situation developing in the Philippines. We're talking about the missing Sabungeros cockfight watchers and some really surprising high-profile accusations that have just surfaced.
Right. And our mission today in this deep dive is really to unpack these accusations. They come from a key witness, and we need to understand who exactly is being accused, what they allegedly did, and just how serious these claims are. We're basing this all on recent reporting from GMA News Online.
And just to give you a sense of how current, this is the main source we're looking at, published July 2nd, 2025. So this is happening right now. It's very much an unfolding story.
Absolutely. And it's maybe worth remembering, when we talk about Sabungeros and cockfighting in the Philippines,
Yeah.
this isn't just some small-time thing.
Oh, not at all.
It's a massive, multi-billion-dollar industry, deeply embedded in the culture.
So the stakes are incredibly high. Fierce rivalries, big money.
Exactly. And accusations like cheating, as we're about to see,
Hmm?
they can apparently have, chilling consequences.
So let's talk about this witness, the one who's come forward. His name is Julie Dondon Patidongan.
Hmm.
Now, what makes this complicated is he's not just some outside observer. He's actually one of the people accused in this very case of the missing Sabungeros.
That's a crucial point. But he also has this specific background.
Right. He used to be the chief of security at the Fighting Cock Farms owned by businessman Charlie Atong Ang.
And Patidongan's central claim, the one that really just stops you in your tracks,
Yeah.
is that these missing cockfight watchers, they've all been killed.
Just like that. Killed. That's stark.
It is very direct.
But the real bombshell, I think, dropped during an exclusive interview Patidongan gave. It was with Emil Sumangil on 24 Horas.
Okay.
He didn't just make general claims. He named names. He pointed directly at Charlie Atong Ang, alleging he was the mastermind behind the abductions.
Wow. So naming Ang specifically as the mastermind, that changes everything, doesn't it? Takes it from missing persons to alleged conspiracy.
Absolutely. It shifts the whole focus.
And interestingly, Patidongan didn't actually stop with just Ang. He talked about, like a network.
A network?
Yeah, he also named Eric De La Rosa and an engineer, Celso Salazar, alongside Ang, saying they were involved too.
So, Ang, De La Rosa, Salazar, it suggests something more organized, perhaps.
That seems to be the implication. He even described a sort of alleged workflow.
Okay. How did that supposedly work?
Well, according to Patidongan, Eric De La Rosa's job was apparently to watch the cockfights, specifically looking for anyone cheating.
Right, monitoring.
Then, if he caught someone, he'd report them directly to Charlie Atong Ang.
Okay, so report goes to Ang. Then what?
Then, Patidongan claimed these reports, these issues, would be discussed with engineer Celso Salazar.
Ang and Cells are discussing it.
And after that, Ang would allegedly tell Patidongan himself to hold the people caught cheating.
Hold them. What exactly did he mean by hold? Did he clarify?
Well, the phrasing Patidongan used in Filipino was, I hold yung mga taong nagtitiope. Tiope refers to cheating in cockfights. So essentially, apprehend or detain those accused of cheating.
I see. So monitoring, reporting, discussion, then the order to hold. It does sound quite structured, if true.
It does. And his accusation against Ang was extremely direct. He actually said, let me get the quote right, Mr. Atong Ang, siya ang pinaka-mastermind at siya naggutos na talagang iligpit na mga yan.
Okay, can you break that down for us? What does iligpit mean in this context?
Iligpit is a strong word. It essentially means to dispose of, to get rid of, often implying killing them and doing it secretly or decisively.
So he's saying Ang was the ultimate mastermind.
Yes.
And that Ang was the one giving the orders to essentially kill them.
That's the direct claim Patidongan made. Coming from a former head of security who claims he was receiving those orders, it's powerful testimony.
It really is chilling. And didn't he also mention something about police involvement?
He did. He added another layer, claiming that policemen were sometimes ordered to deal with the cockfighters accused of cheating.
Wow. Okay, so involving law enforcement potentially. That adds a whole other dimension.
Definitely complicates things further.
Now, as if all of that wasn't explosive enough, there was another twist in Patidongan's testimony, something really unexpected.
Right. This is where it gets even more high profile.
He linked a well-known celebrity to these disappearances, actress Gretchen Barretto.
Yeah, that name definitely caught people's attention.
Yeah.
And he gave a specific reason for implicating her.
What was his reasoning?
He said, and I'm quoting again, 100% na may kinalaman siya gawa na lagi silang makasama ni Mr. Atong Ang.
Okay, translating that.
It means she is 100% involved because she is always with Mr. Atong Ang. He's essentially saying she must have known everything because she was constantly in Ang's company.
So the accusation is based on her close association with Ang. Guilt by association, essentially.
That seems to be the basis of his claim against her, yes. He's emphasizing her alleged awareness due to proximity. It certainly adds a very public and maybe unsettling element to the whole affair. Raises questions about how far these circles reach.
And he didn't just accuse her, did he? He made some kind of appeal.
That's right. He directly addressed her, saying something like, ang panawagan ko lang, makipagtulungan na lang siya sa akin.
Which means?
My only appeal is for her to cooperate with me. It's like a personal plea, directly asking for her help or corroboration.
Adding another layer of drama, really.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And just for context, our source material, GMA Integrated News, mentioned they have reached out to both Atong Ang and Gretchen Barretto for their side of the story for comment on these very serious allegations.
Which is standard procedure, of course. They need a chance to respond.
Absolutely. Due process.
So let's just take a step back. What this deep dive really shows us, pulling from the GMA source, is this sudden, shocking identification of alleged masterminds. We're talking a major businessman, Atong Ang, potentially others in a network, and even a famous actress, Gretchen Barretto, all implicated by this one former insider, Atong Ang.
And these aren't minor accusations. We're talking alleged abduction, alleged murder, potentially involving police.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredibly serious. It really underscores how complex these kinds of investigations can become.
Especially when you have powerful figures named.
Exactly. And when the central testimony comes from someone who is himself accused in the same case, well, that presents its own challenges, doesn't it?
It certainly does. You have to weigh the source, their potential motives.
Right. While Atong Ang's claims are explosive and central to these new developments, investigators have to be incredibly careful discerning the truth, given his own alleged involvement. It just adds layers upon layers.
So maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. What does it really mean for a society when accusations this serious, this dark, emerge from within these circles? And maybe more importantly, how does anyone find the truth when such powerful forces might be at play?
It's a tough question.
It is. Think about the ripple effect of claims like these. It's not just about the individuals named, is it? It's about the families of the missing, the search for justice, for accountability, a search that is clearly far from over in the Philippines.